Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and boy do we have a treat for you today. So, it came to our attention that that evil one has been brewing up and concocting all sorts of elves of every shape, size, and type for an upcoming crowdfunding campaign. And myself and my brother Sparkle Trout are quite big fans of their work. I know Sparkle Trout and I have had a lot of fun goofing around with the Space Romans and some of the Space Vermin that they've done. And when we found out that they were doing some elves, and particularly Corsair-like elves, we were quite curious. And so lo and behold, we reached out to that evil one and got a chance to try painting out some of the new models that are in this campaign. And so these are some of the Elven Storm Militia. And we made it a personal challenge between the two of us not to paint a single one of them exactly the same. So hopefully we lived up to that standard. So we actually got to look at a couple different types. This one right here, the Storm Militia, we can show you what this guy looks like minus a decent paint job or with a crummy paint job, which I'm quite particularly able to do. So this is the basic version of the model, and there is a couple of interesting things I wanted to point out. First of all, you'll notice that there is no gun. He's just got a flat kind of generic handle and his finger on the trigger. That's because, well, as I drop it, but that's okay because I want to show you stuff. There's actually various different gun types that are going to glue on there. Yes, they are tiny, so be aware. There's like at least 3 or 4 different types, and I'm going to lose them all. So I'm going to set them to the side. But there's also a ton of poses. There's a ton of close combat weapons. There's also some leftover supports that need to be cleaned off. This is just an extra that we have laying around and handy. There's also both helmeted and non-helmeted versions, and these are actually mixed units, so you're going to have both male and female models. You can see an example of not the best support removal job or cleanup, but just that he has no helmet. Do I have any of the female ones? Well, here's one of the female models, except with a helmet. And again, it's kind of cool, so you can design and pick which weapons you want. There's a couple of different options they had for the close combat weapons. We've got regular traditional blades. I can't keep that standing up. Chain blades, and then there's some reverse blades as well, and I don't know, did I show? Oh, well, here you go. See, like that. So again, these are the light armored ones for the Storm Militia. And they're going to be hanging out with the Elven Companion Spears. Now these are kind of cool. Much more heavily armored, almost Space Marine-like helmets, I thought. And actually what's kind of neat was they had a variety of shield types. So this was their Laughing God version. I want to say there were at least 3 or 4 shield variations available. I'll show you what one looks like unpainted as well. And again, much like the Storm Militia, there are quite a few variations on poses, both with helmets and without. You can see they have this flat circle. That's where the shield is going to go. I'll show you a couple of the painted examples we've got. But another nice touch is there's a totally blank shield available as well for you to do whatever you wish if you don't like having anything engraved on it. Now they all had these very delicate top knots, and I managed to break both of them right before I started filming, literally. I was quite annoyed. Again, I gotta do a better job cleaning those supports when it's super zoomed in like that, but that's okay. And mixed genders for both of those. And then, actually, here, let's show you some of the painted ones. So here are some of the companion spears. Again, awful shields. Any awful work period, you can just blame me. I'll take the blame on that one. No, I think for what it's worth, I like to try to do a quick, simple paint job. Actually, I kept thinking about one of the Joy Toy figures I've got with a spear setup like that. I don't think I painted any without helmets. So you can see he's got like a shield or sword on his with the Tree of Life. I know I painted more. Funny thing was I kept thinking this was a bit too Metroid-ish. I was thinking of, what was it, the Sunblitz? Was that the Corsair faction in the Grim Dark of the Far Future? I did an awful job on that shield too. Fun story is, you could see the yellow on my fingers that's stained and won't go away is because I was playing around with some of the contrast paints and I didn't realize that the pot was sort of kind of open and it ended up getting all over everything on the table, but thankfully not on models. It wasn't supposed to, and that would have been a tragedy. Okay, I think that's all of the shield companions we got. And like I said, we also painted up a few more of the Storm Corsairs. At least I did too. Again, very simple paint job and a bit too glossy for my taste, but that's easy enough to fix. I had a tough time keeping these models down on the base, just due to the angle of the foot. But thankfully, there's a little bit of brick sticking out right behind her ankle there, or her heel, so that worked out alright. I think these are the old Come On Cool Mini Micro Arts rustic bases, along with the Sparkle Trout ones. I figured we'd try a more covert ops type. And in more traditional Guardian colors. I think this is actually with contrasts, and that would explain why I have a weird dot that just kind of the paint decided to ignore and go around. But overall the effect was nice. Now the fun part for me is the fact that if you've never seen any of the crowdfunding campaigns by That Evil One, they usually, I shouldn't even say usually, always, have just a huge variety of units, vehicles, characters, casualties, just you name it, it ends up in the campaign. So if you dig your space elves, or even non-space elves, here's a couple more models I don't think anybody's ever seen, outside of a few select lucky ones. These are also from the campaign. These are the medium armored ones, and again, the guns are actually modular, just like the pistols on the Storm Militia. And I'm assuming these are going to be helmeted and unhelmeted. These are some Sparkle Trout painted ones. Again, nobody can have matching outfits. But I feel that we did a nice job of making sure just so many different varieties and options in terms of colors. And I'm sure for those more amazing painters than me out there, this is going to provide ample opportunity and interesting types of figures for you guys to paint. So if you're interested, we will have a link down below. Definitely give that a look. One of the Grimdark Warriors that Evil One has made before. Scale is pretty nice. Elves are a little bit taller and lankier. Our Marine type friend is a bit stockier and thicker, but you know what? With the joys of 3D printing, you can always tweak it all you like, but unfortunately he is gravely outnumbered here. I don't want to know the odds of this fight. My money's not on the heretic. So yeah. Take a look at that. Big thanks to That Evil One for letting us take a look at these models, and hopefully they have plenty of exciting and interesting things that you guys are going to be just as pumped to paint as we are. So with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.